Andrea Siegel, and I am the coordinator of the foundation. I'm the short coordinator. I'm doing this for both of us, Lori. Because Lori Riccadonna, the art program chairman, will be talking after me. I'm the coordinator of the Foundation Permanent Art Collection here at the college. And today I'm going to talk briefly, I hope, about the size and the nature, the focus and the significance of Ben and Den's donation and generosity. It is more than simply a tremendous amount of great art. I want to talk about what they've done for our college arts program. 3.5 years ago, when I was hired, Dr. Gaber, our president, who you just met, or perhaps not for the first time, told me my job was to turn the entire inside of the college, the public areas, into an educational art museum. I thought that was wonderful. I was astounded and impressed that an inner-city community college was making this commitment. Dr. Gaber immediately suggested I talk with Ben, who is the Foundation Fine Arts Collection Committee Chair. I knew our annual budget to buy and install art was what we spent on one picture frame in my last job. Now, I am a profoundly frugal person who likes a challenge. Joe Sansone, the Vice President of Development and my boss, told me that for every dollar raised to buy art at this college, both the College Board of Trustees and the foundation matched it. So we had a double match. And Joe immediately told me, talk to Ben Deneen. So I called Ben and the adventures began. Ben, in this, you know Ben's voice, this fabulously warm, growly Jersey voice, he responds immediately to my phone call and tells me to meet him at the diner down the street. So we meet, we shake hands, we sit down, and all I know is he's a Jersey guy in a nice suit. Ben looks at me and he slides a fat envelope across the table. So, with some anxiety, I opened the envelope. It was a lot of anxiety, and inside were many, many coupons for discount framing. To Dennis and my partner, Jacob, I knew I had found a soulmate. So on his lunch hour, you know, he's working 8 hours a week for the United Way. He calls me up and he says, "Hey, Andrea, come down to the parking lot in a few minutes. I'm driving by and I've got a surprise in the trunk." It's sort of like, it was like the Godfather and Seinfeld go to Sotheby's, you know? It's like this crazy thing. And he pulled out, this one time I remember, he pulled out, this happened many times, he pulls out this huge lithograph of an elephant with polka dots in the background. And then he stands there in the parking lot telling me stories about the work and specifically how the placard should be so we educate the students. Now this happened times 300, times 400. And then he drives off to his job, right? So Ben has said that the bargains we've found over the past few years for the collection we've assembled, well, we always had the feeling that our collecting was so extraordinary it should actually have been illegal. During this time, with his constant and unbelievable and outstanding help, as Dr. Gaber mentioned, we built this collection from just 25 installed works when we started to over 500. And then, of course, this donation today takes it way beyond that. Now, these are works by major American artists and emerging and established New Jersey artists. Many of you are in the room today, and I thank you for joining us. I also had the privilege of meeting his partner, Dennis Hull. Dennis volunteered to give me just a few minutes of pointers about how to do the massive amount of framing that we had to do. And Den took me to his favorite framer, and that few minutes turned into 8 hours of them teaching me about every inch of how to do this right. And you need to understand, they did this on a volunteer basis. Not a single lick of work ever went to that framer. It was all for the good of the college and the good of the students. And Den's knowing that we had to do it right. I love these guys. So today we're celebrating a donation to the collection of real quality and value in art world terms. this gift of 230 works, mostly works on paper. But to talk about it that way, I think, gives you too little sense of the immeasurable value in terms of educating the community about art. Most collectors are not like Ben and Den. Most collectors focused on dead guy artists. They're looking for liquidity and a diversified portfolio of which art is just another thing, like a stock or a bond or real estate. The art they buy ends up in warehouses, stored until the market rises enough to get a good return. Now you all, most of you know them. And if you don't, as you'll see in the short, rough-cut film in a few minutes, part of what's great about Ben and Den's collection is their on-the-walls commitment to see everything great and love everything great in our richly diverse arts community in northern New Jersey. So we are receiving in this gift excellent, cutting-edge, contemporary work by artists whose families originated all over the world, in countries and diasporic communities, European American, Asian American, Muslim American, African American, Jewish American, Hispanic American, etc., American. Art reflecting the diversity of the community we live in and work in, and more importantly, reflecting the diversity of our college student population. Now, my background is in fine arts and sociology, and as I know from my doctoral work, people measure wealth and value in many ways. There's financial capital with which we are all familiar, but sociologists tell us there's also cultural capital, which gives us knowledge about our larger world and is vital to people who want to grow and expand. Art is cultural capital. Art helps us to live full, happy lives, and cultural capital is also essential to be able to negotiate a larger social world. This gift is of inestimable value as cultural capital, to educate students about the larger cultural world as they work toward a brighter future. So today, with good reason, we're celebrating art, naming the gallery after Ben and Den. And now they were hit, as you all know, with tragic news that would cripple ordinary people. And since that diagnosis, they have focused, and I have borne witness, much of their waking hours to making sure that their art collection comes to the college for the purpose of educating our students. The only word for how they have been, how generous and thoughtful and civic-minded and considerate they have been in this terrible time. The only word that fits them is heroic. Guys, you are my heroes, and I thank you. Fabulous chair of our art program. Please. Yeah.